I'm here early, 10 minutes early, 9 minutes early. Grace says, wow, probably because I'm here early. Hope you are good. Hans Niemann, I love Hans Niemann, says hi. And Jonathan also says hi. Does that confirm that Hans Niemann and Jonathan are different people? Because I know we had our doubts. Jonathan says it's me, Johnny. We thought you were Hans Niemann, but you might actually be different people, which is interesting. Stefan says, like, oh my god, like this is literally like the amazingest stream, like literally that's a new one in the world ever. That is the hope. That is the hope and the intention. Jonathan says, pin me. I've already pinned you. I've already pinned your rude message that you left me. Let me see. The one where you said, I won't come to this shit live. I've already pinned that at like 11 a.m. Grace's second favorite food is Whisper. Does Whisper count? Is Whisper not a chocolate bar? I don't know if Whisper counts, but Whisper's pretty good as far as chocolate bars go. I gave the lady 90p instead of 99, but she let me have the Whisper anyway. That's pretty nice. We don't get that kind of treatment every single day. I hate the 8 p.m. kickoffs because as soon as the game is done, it's bed. I understand. Yeah, I prefer the earlier ones. Because then you can kind of do what you need to do and then get on with the rest of your day. But the flip side is it's a weekday, so the weekday kickoffs tend to be a lot later. Grace says, what's your favorite food? Probably Mexican or Chinese, but I'd lean towards Mexican because Mexican's a bit healthier. Chinese food I love, but Chinese food is very greasy, and I feel like my arteries would feel it after a week of Chinese food. So I'd be leaning towards Mexican. Would you rather stay as you are right now, or would you rather have 60,000 people? I wouldn't want 60,000 people. That's crazy. I like being able to respond to each comment. And the other side of it is if there's too many people watching, you might get recognized. I like actually traveling places, and that would not be ideal. If I like being unrecognized because then you can kind of do what you want. As Stefan says, yeah, quality over quantity, 100%. Oh my God, Sporting have come back. Have they? Shit. That is crazy. So if Sporting can come back and score 4 goals, then maybe City can do it today. Fish says, who? Hi. Hope you're good, Fish. You always write who first. Like you always make that spelling mistake. Jonathan says, missed one live and you made a random guy or girl your new Johnny. I mean, we thought this was you. We thought I Love Hans Niemann was you because you kept talking about chess. And then also asked me to Google Hans Niemann, who is a chess player who has a rating of, I can't remember, but he's 17th in the world or something like that. It's because it said 6-7, so we were suspicious. You said you were suspicious because his language matched Jonathan's language. I thought that was the reason. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I think it's a boy. I mean, I'm making assumptions here because he was talking about his boxing practice. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not a girl, but that's just the vibe I got. Jonathan says, "Bro, the 6-7, the guy tried to copy me. There's so many chess fans. I didn't know there were so many chess fans. I feel like I'm missing out in life because everybody seems to love chess, apart from me." Fish says, "Have you ever liked drama in school?" It's a weird one. In school, I didn't like. Not that I didn't like it. In school, it was more of a extracurricular activity, so I didn't ever do it. But I kind of wish I did. I kind of wish I did. It's I don't have many regrets, but that's probably one of the regrets. I wish I did kind of acting or drama or something in school. I think I did it in primary school, but not in not in secondary school. Sporting have come back from 3-0 to 4-3 versus Bodo Glimt. That is insane. So if Sporting have come back from 3 goals down, maybe City can do it. Maybe City can do it today. I've decided to look at this game from a kind of glass half full approach. So if Madrid go through, that means it's one less competition for City, which means City can maybe focus on the Premier League a bit more. So that's the positive to Madrid going through. Whereas if City goes through, then it's a disappointment for the rat, and that's always nice. So I'm looking at this shit. I was thinking there's 2 Donnarummas, but that's a mirror. I was thinking the backup keeper looks exactly like Donnarumma. That's crazy. And then I realized that's just a mirror. That's a mirror in the tunnel, which is pretty crazy. Jonathan says, "Are you sexist?" Not really. Grace finds that quite funny. Did you have a favorite school subject and a least favorite? Not really. Like, I wasn't really. This is going to be really bad advice, so don't follow it. But I only really started properly studying in university. I didn't really study that hard in secondary school. So I wouldn't say I was immature, but I just find all subjects boring because that's work and that's not interesting. I just felt like perhaps there was too much of an emphasis on kind of exams and things, which made it quite hard to enjoy. Finn says, "Hi, how's it going, Finn? Hope you are good." The Real Madrid team as well is absolutely massive. Like, they're super tall compared to the City team. Finn is good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Had a busy day, but the busy day is now over. Just watching City versus Real Madrid. I hope Haaland does something because he's done absolutely nothing for God knows how long recently. So I hope he does something useful today. Not coming to Oldham is your biggest regret. I will come to Oldham. So I need to go to Oldham and I need to go to Bradford. Because I think Isabel was saying Bradford has the best curries. And I think you were saying Oldham has the best one-star hygiene rating restaurants. So I'm like, hey, I need to try it. Is it Champions League? Says Finn. It is, yeah. It's knockouts. Real Madrid are 3-0 up from the first game. Jonathan's wondering what Fish's Instagram is. Yeah, because you were saying last time that you know how Jonathan types, so you figured it out from there. Seth says, "Thanks for the 70 million for Lucho." I don't get it. As in, are you a Bayern fan? And are you saying thanks for giving us Lucho? As in, we'd be saying thanks for the 70 million, right? Or are you saying thanks, that was a really good deal? To be fair, he is doing really well there, so I think that might be what you mean. What a hat trick from Valverde. Yeah, not kind of not what we expected, but let's see how he does today. Hans Niemann says, "Are you doing another soccer stream?" We are doing another soccer stream today. Soccer. Yeah, where did it wrong? That's all right. We'll let you off. All good. Stefan says, "City game's on Amazon Prime, so I can't watch it. I'm watching Chelsea game on TNT. Nice, keep us updated." So Chelsea 5-2 behind, aren't they? I don't think Chelsea will come back, but you never know. Grace says, "Were you naughty in school?" I was kind of naughty. I wasn't one of the naughtiest. Saying, why is there a Christmas tree in the background? The reason why it's not a Christmas tree, it really irritates me that there's an effing wardrobe there, because I got like lots of. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. I got like loads of fancy shit in this room. Like I got like a fancy thing there. I got a big ass like fancy thing there. I got a fancy mirror there. But it really irritates me that like where my face is positioned is right in front of a wardrobe, which is like the most basic thing. So I figured let's jazz that up a bit, and give it a bit of lighting. But you're right, it does look like a Christmas tree. Those are USB powered lights, and there's a thing on top of it. But I put some of those like Funko Pop things on top of the wardrobe. I don't even particularly like them, but I just wanted to decorate a bit, just to prove that I am putting a bit of effort in. Jonathan says I look like a 67-year-old granny. I'm glad to hear. I thought I looked like a 66-year-old granny, so that's a improvement. Rank these school subjects in your opinion. And why forest? I don't know what you mean by why forest. I don't know what PSHE is. I don't know what that is. But art and music were pretty good. Can't lie. I used to enjoy them. Jonathan loves ice cream. Ice cream is pretty good. They have kicked off. I'll fix this in a bit. Federico was crazy. It was insane. The fact that they were all in the first half as well, we were kind of thinking, what on earth is kind of going on here? And you almost felt like, okay, if it's 3-0 in the first half, how much is it going to be in the second half? Like 6? But let's see how they do today. Grace says, myself and Jonathan are in a group chat. We're wondering if you wanted to join it. I'm in that group chat as well. I just don't check Instagram that much. I mostly kind of check YouTube and sometimes TikTok. Was he the copycat? Yeah, he's the guy who we were wondering like if that's you. I would rather do music than art. Fair enough. Take care, Finn. I love the hands guy or girl. I'm pretty sure it's a dude, but I'm not 100% sure. Why did he say soccer? It's football. I'm not sure. You'll have to ask him. Ooh, City have hit the post. City have hit the post already. City are coming to play. He means PTSD. I don't have PTSD yet. I might have PTSD after watching Liverpool tomorrow. Physical education. To be honest, I never really liked physical education at school. Part of the reason is my school was a rugby playing school, so they never let us really play football. They'd always make us play rugby in the rain when it was City hit the post again. They'd always make us play rugby, and it was made even more annoying by the fact that we had tennis courts. We actually had proper tennis courts as well, but they never let us use them. So we always had to play rugby, which was awful. Hans Niemann says, who, me? Yeah, you. Jonathan was wondering if you're a guy or a girl. Corner by CE, but absolutely nothing happens. Let me set this timer. It's not 48 minutes, it's 4 minutes. That'll do. That's close enough. PHSE at school stands for personal health. Oh, right. Okay. And social education. It's the lessons where you learn things like your health, exercise, eating, mental health, staying safe, and relationships. Right. Okay. So is it more of a like a desk-based lesson, if that makes sense? You're not actually physically doing education. It's more learning about education, learning about different things. Most Galt says, City. It's just City attack after City attack. I can't lie. Bodo dreams over. It looks like it, which is pretty wild. I mean, you'd think after winning the first leg 3-0, they should have a pretty easy route through, but it looks like they might be going out. 107 minutes extra time in that currently. Hans Niemann says, I am a boy, I am 13. There you go. There's your answer, Jonathan. Jonathan also plays chess. Jonathan is on his way to becoming a chess grandmaster. Nunez is complaining about something, but he's always complaining about something. Jonathan says, shut up. Grace loves PE and Fish loves fish. Fair enough. Straight to the point. What is Guardiola wearing? He's wearing like my dad's shirt from 1960. He's wearing a kind of khaki shirt that's about 2 sizes too big for him. Simon is watching the Arsenal game instead of. Fair enough. Keep us updated if anything good happens. So far in this one, it's just City attack after City attack. But to be fair, Madrid have defended it. The other weird thing about this game is City are wearing light blue, and I swear Madrid are wearing dark blue. So they're kind of both wearing blue. What's that about? It's a bit weird. Yeah, bottling a 3-0 lead. It's a bit like the kind of the Barcelona game with Liverpool a couple of years back, where Barcelona were 3-0 up and then they lost 4-0. V Hacker says, "Oh, there, you're right. I've just seen. Who is it? Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia scored in the 6th minute. Yeah, Chelsea not going through. I think if Chelsea were to go through, they'd have to kind of not concede anything. But yeah, that's probably sorted for PSG now. As Stephanie's saying, PSG scored Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia is one player I kind of really wish Liverpool had got. Gunn says Real Madrid playing Man United. No, Man City. Jonathan says, kiddo, don't watch his live in the same room as your parents when it's a Liverpool match. It's funny because the last one was a Liverpool match and I just kept swearing because I was getting really, really annoyed naturally. And Hans Niemann was kind of saying, can you stop swearing because my mom's getting annoyed? And I actually felt bad. I actually had to apologize and say, you know what, I'm gonna try my best not to swear if your mom's getting annoyed, because I'm in the wrong. So I'll try my best. So that's something you missed last time. Hacker says, but then we have the possibility to play this PSG team next. You are correct, which is why I can't get too excited about Liverpool maybe going through tomorrow. Because if they go through, which is not a given, but if they go through, you can only really celebrate for 2 minutes because then as you said, it's this PSG team, which will probably give Liverpool a bit of a battering. The only kind of silver lining is Liverpool seem to do better against teams that come out against them compared to teams that sit back. I mean, that's a positive, but you still, most neutrals will still probably favour PSG. Ezra says, Sporting remontada is crazy. Indeed it is. Hans Niemann, Hans needs to speak to Jonathan, who also loves chess. Ooh, just over from Shirky. Shout out to Nutella. Oh yeah, this chocolate cake you made yesterday. Have you eaten it yet? I can't lie, I did get quite jealous when you said you made a chocolate cake. Have you actually like tasted it yet, or are you waiting for a particular moment? Just over by Shirky. Corner to City. Binash says high 6-7. High 6-7 indeed. Crossed in. City asking for a penalty, but I don't think so, to be honest. Here's a question for you, Jonathan. So Hans Niemann is asking, what is your ELO rating? You must have an ELO rating as well. I wonder who's got the better ELO rating. I think Jonathan might be a few years older than you, though. Yeah, N is correct. Did you see Sporting playing like prime 2019 Liverpool? Did they take a corner quickly? I didn't see the game, to be honest with you, but I saw the result. And that is literally what I was comparing it to in terms of being 3-0 down, having the second leg at home and then scoring 4 goals. That is that is pretty wild, but fair enough. Good for them. Most gal says City fans yapping about a remontada is crazy. You like chicken? Chicken's pretty good. I had chicken for dinner. I can't remember what I had for lunch, but I've eaten it at least once today. Can we see City too? It's not impossible. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. With that said, City have been on top in these first 10 minutes. They've been very aggressive. They've been kind of badgering the Real Madrid box, but scoring 4 is going to be tough, especially with Haaland out of form. But you never know. You never know. Stefan says Liverpool wouldn't beat Chelsea or PSG or Oldham over 2 legs. Both teams simply score goals and Liverpool simply don't score enough. I think Chelsea they'd maybe have a bit of a chance, but yeah, I think if Liverpool do get past Galatasaray, I'm the type of deluded person who always thinks Liverpool will win, but if they get past Galatasaray and face PSG, I won't be that deluded to say I think we're going to win this. I think we'll rise to the occasion and kind of. That will give us a bit of a boost compared to what we've done, but probably still won't go through, to be honest with you. My only hope is Arsenal like they always do. Yeah, that's been the story of my last month or so, to be honest. Cake was delicious. We're having the other half tomorrow. Sounds good. Jonathan's rating is 1800. There you go. That's the answer to what Hans was asking earlier. We saw a comeback today. We did. That match is still going. It says 116 minutes of extra time, so that match is still going. But yeah, I doubt we'll see a comeback here, but you never know. Binash says Liverpool fall off. Yes, I mean not just fall off. Liverpool have fallen off and then have landed on a rock that was in the water and have then kind of split our heads open and have then drowned after that. So it's falling off and it's hurting yourself on the way down as well. Speaking of falling off, here's Trent, and he does nothing. Does Kvara hate Chelsea or what, bro? Scored 3 goals in 2 legs. He mad crazy. Liverpool have to buy him. I mean, if he hates Chelsea, that's another reason to buy him. It's weird because was it Napoli? Was it Napoli that he was at? I think it was Napoli. No, it wasn't. Basically, he was at some Italian team before he went to PSG, and Liverpool were in for him. But unfortunately, he wanted wages which we couldn't really afford. I think he wanted about 400. I think he wanted about 400 grand, which Liverpool were not going to give. But as a player, I think he's amazing. Even last season when Liverpool had Diaz and Gakpo both playing quite well, if they'd got Kvaratskhelia, they would have 100% gone up a level. Jonathan is in the top 9 to 10% of chess players. I'm not surprised, to be honest. You're on your way to being a chess grandmaster, 100%. Crossed by City, saved. Fish, I have no idea what that means. First time I heard you say Trent and not 66. Yeah, the thing is, it's been over half a year since he had the number 66. So recently I've been saying 66 and people have been saying, huh? What do you mean? So I just got a bit tired of correcting myself. But as Grace clarifies, the right Hacker says it's 2-0. What the hell? Barcola 14 minute. So we've had 15 minutes in that game. Kvaratskhelia 6th minute, Barcola 14. Why am I looking on that screen? Let me show you. I'm like, why am I looking on the other screen? Here you go. Let me fix it. Give me a sec. Bring it up on the screen. I'm like, why am I looking at it on my laptop? There you go. So yeah, Barcola 14th minute, Kvaratskhelia 6 minutes. It's 7-2. It's 7-2 on aggregate. That's kind of worrying because Chelsea and Liverpool are a similar sort of position in the league. So if PSG can do that to Chelsea, that doesn't bode well for Liverpool potentially facing them. Oh, just hit the post. Madrid hit the post. Vinicius. There's a VAR check, potentially. Kian says that shot close. Are you watching the Real Madrid game or a different game? PSG scored again, says Stefan. Yeah. But Barcola. Whatever chances or whatever kind of whatever hopes that Chelsea had of going through, they might as well throw those hopes in the bin. As Hacker says, I'm scared to deal with PSG if we go through. Same. That's why I can't get too excited about maybe beating Galatasaray. Because it's like maybe beating a boxer, but then in the next fight you got prime Mike Tyson, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I want to beat the boxer. They burned Palma. What did they do? I'm liking how Hans Niemann and Jonathan have formed a friendship. That's nice. Fish says, is asking Jonathan to teach him how to be a good person. I mean, you're a good person as it is, Fish. If anything, you need to be teaching everybody else how to be a good person. They're just checking. Still doing this VAR check for Madrid. Fish says drive safely. I'm not currently driving. Noah says you reckon Liverpool get top 4. I did. I mean, I had belief for the longest time. I had belief for the longest time that Liverpool would get top 4, but I'm not even seeing anything encouraging. If things don't change, I don't even think they'll get top 5. Things need to change. And I know they can't change players, and it's unlikely that they're going to change the manager. So at the very least, they need to change things tactically, because this is not working. N says, you think we should sign Nico Williams or Barcola for the right? I mean, if it's the right price and if it's the right wages, then yeah. Both are good players. My main kind of beef and issue with the Liverpool team at the moment is just the lack of pace and the lack of energy, and I think both of those would help with that. Yeah, Fish says Silva. Yeah, Silva's been sent off. To be honest, it was a blatant handball. It was he kind of moved his elbow into the shot to kind of save it. So I'm not surprised. So Silva's been sent off. Grace says, how's your day been? Yeah, good. I mean, not good. It's been okay. I had work, so it was kind of busy. Did a bit of online shopping, which is always nice. But yeah, busy. Weekdays are always busy, but weekends are better. How about you? How was your day? Stefan says PSG play fast-moving, attacking football, PSG. You can tell it's been a busy day because I'm misreading basic sentences. PSG play fast-moving, attacking, forward-passing football. In my defense, that's quite a few adjectives. With pacey, skillful players who can control... There's a penalty here for Real Madrid, who can control, shoot and score. Liverpool are the complete opposite. I would get destroyed by PSG. I was hoping within the adjectives and within the poetry there might be some sort of silver lining about why Liverpool can maybe get through. You know, it's a tough challenge and there's so much and they're basically Goliath, but sometimes David gets through. But we're saying Vinicius scores penalty, as Isaac has said. But you're saying no, Liverpool are going to get battered. Just to update Hacker, it is a penalty, and as Isaac says, it's 1-0. Should I put the aggregate score on the thing? Nah, let's just put today's score. Yeah, so City ain't going through, but I see this as a positive because it means City can maybe focus a bit more on the league now. And maybe make it harder for that other team, whoever they are. Oh, it's 5-0. Dang. Yeah, nice try, Bodo Glimt, but you are not going through. And says, only problem is Slot still believes in Gakpo to carry the attack. He is washed. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Gakpo seems to pretty much always play regardless, and Gakpo's whole deal is cutting inside onto his right foot and then smacking it at the goal. And if we know he's going to do that, then literally everybody on the pitch knows he's going to do that, which just makes him too predictable. I think you need pace in the team. I think if you have a bit of pace and you have a bit of aggression in the team, then I think that... Oh, Haaland! Saved. I think that fixes a lot of issues. Doesn't fix everything, but it's the first step. Hans Niemann wants to be Johnny's best friend. Oh, Vinicius! Oh, Vinicius really should have scored there, hit it over. But yeah, I'm quite liking this because you Johnny and Hans Niemann, you can be chess friends. There you go. You've made a friend after Sonny, who you had an argument with, but eventually became a friend with. You've made another friend. That's pretty good. I'm actually genuinely happy for you. The only way we beat PSG is luck. Very true. Like the first leg last year. It's unlikely. It's very unlikely Liverpool beat PSG. It's not impossible. And I think what kind of helps is PSG will actually come to play. And I feel like Liverpool do better against teams that come to play in comparison to teams who sit back. But it's kind of cope as well, to be honest. Grace's day was good. No, the Rats team have scored. The Rats team are going to go through. Cody's watching the sporting game, 5-0. During the Arsenal hate watching, says Alim. I've got an eye on it. I've got one eye. I've got one eye on it. I'm watching. I'm Man City hate watching. So City are 1-0 down, 4-0 on aggregate. It's basically a night of hate watching because Chelsea are playing, Arsenal are playing, and City are also playing. Okay, I don't agree with that. Jonathan saying, I'm warning you not to talk to Grace. She's a bad woman. That's unfair. That's unfair. Fish says, how good was that last night? How good was what? You'll have to tell me what was good. Stefan says, aggression is another thing Liverpool don't have. Very true. And I think there's a lack of aggression up front, and there's also a lack of aggression in the midfield. McAllister just seems quite passive recently. Gravenberch has never been particularly aggressive. Oh my God, Madrid are through again. But good tackle possibly by Stones. But I can't see who that is. But yeah, there's no aggression in the midfield. There's no aggression in the attack. I don't know if it's a training issue. Somebody pointed out the other day that Hugo Ekitike went to this, and again, I'm not singling him out, but he went to like this Paris fashion show thing, and that was a really bizarre thing to go to during a season. Like I know players are kind of entitled to lives, but it just got me thinking that is that something that would have happened with the previous manager, doing a fashion show in the middle of the week. I just don't know if that was a bit bizarre. Maybe they're trying to prevent injuries, so they're trying not to work too hard. But the flip side of that is your players are not aggressive enough on the pitch. That could be what it is. Picasso says, do you ever wear anything other than Liverpool shirts? Not really, no. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. But the one time I didn't, people got annoyed. Then maybe I can get Picasso to paint me something, since Picasso is an artiste. Apparently, Picasso, like I've always thought Picasso was around ages and ages ago. But I went to the Picasso Museum in Barcelona, and he's actually not. I mean, he actually died quite recently. But the way they always talk about him is as if he was from the 1800s, but he really wasn't. She wasn't talking bad. Was she saying bad things? I don't recall this. But Jonathan's happy at the very least. Stefan switching over to the Arsenal game. Chelsea are out. I don't blame you. You might be... Ooh, Vinicius... Vinicius should have had... Vinicius should have had at least a couple of goals already. But yes, Stefan switching over to the Arsenal game. It might be a case of whichever game Stefan watches, that's the team that ends up losing. So if you can hopefully transmit some of that bad luck over to Arsenal, that would be perfect. Because let's be honest, we don't want them to go through. AD is saying Arsenal are losing 2-0. They're not. It's 1-1 aggregate, and I think it's 0-0 today. Jonathan says Hans is a good kid and smart as well. And and Hans is saying, what should I call you because you're my teacher? I mean, I'm interested as well about what Jonathan wants to be called. You should play each other on chess eventually, and then see how that goes. My thing is just repeatedly buffering, man, which is a bit annoying. Let me see if I can sort this out. Okay. Corner for City, but let's be honest, there's very little chance City do anything in this game. You're 4-0 down. You're 4-0 down against Real Madrid with 9 players. Fish is sleepy. Welcome to the club. Same here. And it's only Tuesday. And I'm already exhausted. Grace is fighting back, calling Johnny dumb. Harry says, hello, how are you? Tired, man. Tired. Very, very tired. Very tired for a Tuesday. But that's life. How about you? How goes your Red Dead Redemption? I see you're playing Red Dead Redemption 1. Terrible pass by 66. Terrible pass by the rat. The rat gives the ball away. But yeah, I saw you playing Red Dead Redemption 1. How's that going? Were you not playing Red Dead Redemption 2 like a few months ago? Jonathan wants to be called Sensei. That's a pretty good choice. Why are Madrid defending so deep? City, to be fair to them, City are still kind of giving it a go. Even though there's pretty much absolutely no chance that they kind of achieve anything here. Like in Naruto. I've never watched Naruto. I don't know if I'm missing out. I was always more of a Dragon Ball Z type of guy, to be honest with you. Harry is tired but also good. Red Dead is going well. I was posting that at 1 a.m. in the morning. Yes, I was playing 2, but I got 1 now, so playing that order. Fair enough. Makes sense. Makes it easier to understand the story. I played Red Dead 1 when it came out many years ago. I don't know if this was about 20 years ago, but it was ages ago. Yara Boss praise Madrid wins. I think your prayers have been answered because Madrid are 4-0 up on aggregate. And City have got 9 men. Sorry, City have got 10 players. So City have had Bernardo Silva sent off. Fish says, Hans Niemann, I'm Fish. Nice to meet you. You are Fish. Everybody knows you as Fish. Is Naruto good? I've never watched it. I don't know if I'm missing out on life. Grace says, any muscles? Yeah, I need to continue. I've not really worked out today. I don't know if the muscles are big enough yet. Nah, not yet. They've been bigger in the past. But I just need to consistently stay on it. Stefan has never owned a gaming console in my life apart from a Nintendo 64. That was one of the best consoles. But I was offered an Xbox One today. Interesting. As in, were you offered it for free or were you offered to purchase one? I mean, if you like games, it's a good console. So Xbox One, I think that's the one that was alongside PlayStation 3, I think. Or was it alongside? No, it was along PlayStation 4. Yeah. So you had Xbox 360 and PS2. And Xbox One and... No, I'm remembering this wrong. I think you had Xbox 360 and PS3. And Xbox One and PS4. So yeah, it's good console. Got some good games. Harry says, it's strange because I'm watching you on my TV. Oh my god, you're seeing my face probably looks even bigger. Like my giant head probably looks even bigger on your TV. But I have to comment on my phone. I hate watching. Oh, you hate watching City. Fair enough. Yeah, there's no chance City achieve anything. Boss says the guy that was sent off is the one that was making me afraid of the match before Madrid. Yeah, so Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva is a good player. He does have a tendency to chip in with goals and assists at the worst possible time. So for him to get sent off is a positive. Are you also watching on the TV, Grace? And my TV. I think you're saying my TV is behind. Alfonso says, really poor from Bernardo, especially as captain. Let the team down completely. I think it was a bit of a moment of madness. It was a weird one because as you saw it in motion, you didn't really realize what had happened. But then as they slowed it down, you kind of saw how he deliberately kind of moved towards the ball with his elbow out. Which is kind of wild. But yeah, you're right. It's silly. It's made a difficult task impossible because I think coming back from 3-0 down is very difficult. But with 10 men against Real Madrid, I'd say it's impossible. Siphoning Lightning is very happy about the Richarlison goal. The funny thing is about the Spurs game, I don't think you deserve to lose that. I know Liverpool were up. I know Liverpool were up for most of the game, but I don't think you deserve to lose that. So the fact that you equalised is fair enough. Up and Job says, love to see the downfall of Bernardo. Well, given that he's about 3 foot tall, he doesn't have very far to fall. But I understand what you're saying. I've always found him irritating as a player and as a human being. So anytime he's unhappy is when I am happy. Stefano says Arsenal have scored. We don't like that. Who scored for Arsenal? Eze scored. I don't like that at all. Eze scored in the 36th minute. That's part of the reason. Part of the reason I didn't want to do an Arsenal hate watch because I felt like it's pretty much guaranteed that Arsenal are going to go through. So I thought, why depress myself further? It's just Arsenal are clearly going to go through. Think he could have got his body in front of it too, says Alfonso. I think he could have got to it. I don't think he needed to do what he did. I think there's other ways of defending that. So it's just a brainless kind of brain freeze type of moment. So could I connect it to my TV and play games on it, as in the Xbox? Yeah. I mean, the downside is you have to buy the games, but positive is they should be kind of quite cheap now, which is a bit of a positive. Jonathan says never talk to Fish. He's bad. Fish is not bad. We're gonna stay up as a who. Yeah, I think you'll stay up. I think even though you've got a lot of injuries, I think some of those teams below you are just absolute garbage. So I don't really see you going down. When is Van der Ven back, or is he out for a while? Fish is defending Grace, saying, Jonathan, stop attacking Grace. Even Harry is also defending Grace, saying, everyone leave Grace alone. Me and Fish are here to help. And you don't want to mess with us. We are a deadly duo. You are a deadly duo, to be fair, which is why I'm also a bit wary about messing with you. So I have to keep my distance a bit, because you and Fish as a combination, you are pretty dangerous. Who's Eze? As in Eberiche, what's his name? Eberiche Eze. There's probably a joke in here because is it because he used to play for Palace and then he went to Arsenal? So we don't acknowledge him. Kulusevski is back in a week or two. Van der Ven suspension is one game. I think you've got too much quality. 66 just completely misses the ball. 66 gets turned inside by Doku. It's gone for a corner. Yeah, I think we kind of Kulusevski, Van der Ven, and Richarlison. I think you've got too much quality to go down. Maisie says that elbow ball was outrageous. It was outrageous. It's funny because when it happened, I didn't quite realize it. Ooh, Haaland. Haaland's got one back. When it happened, I didn't quite realize what had happened. But then when they slowed it down, he fully kind of stuck his elbow out and went into it, which is kind of wild. But yeah, he didn't have to do that, and unfortunately, he's probably cost his team. Even though Haaland has got a goal back, a good assist by Trent, I gotta say. So goal by Haaland, assist by Trent. It's nice to see Trent is pissing off Madrid fans as well as the Liverpool fans. It's 1-1. I think based on my profile picture, you can tell my favorite Spurs player. It comes up really small on my window, to be honest. I genuinely can't see who that is because on my window it's really small. You have got bodyguards now. Specifically Harry and Fish. Ooh, 66 with an absolute terrible shot. What is he doing? They need to sell that guy immediately. Heck, they don't even need to sell him. They need to replace him immediately. Yeah, Trent with the assist. Van der Ven is most likely going to Liverpool end of season or next season. What's his contract situation? Is his contract up this year or next year? And if he does come to Liverpool, I think Mr. Isak might be having words with him about the injury he gave him. Han says, I never thought soccer would find me a friend and a sensei, but there you go. To be honest, we don't only talk about football. We end up talking about other things. So I'm glad you made a friend. Stefan was saying, what Xbox One games would you recommend? That's a deep question, but we will have a look. Because to be honest, this is more interesting than the City game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a pretty good game. Grand Theft Auto 5 is really good. I mean, it depends kind of what games you like. I'd say if you've never played Grand Theft Auto 5 before, which is that second one, go for that. If you're saying the last time you played games was the Nintendo 64, then yeah, get GTA 5. And the other benefit is GTA 5 is going to be really cheap at the moment. So yeah, I'd 100% recommend getting GTA 5 if you've not played that before. Isabel saying they need to give him away. This is the rat. This is the rat 66 to a team called Plymouth Argyle. I mean, Plymouth Argyle might also then give him away. It was a nice assist. It was a nice assist that he got. Unfortunately, he got the assist for Man City. $130 million. Nah, we ain't giving. We can afford 130 million, but it's unlikely. Van der Ven's really good, but I don't see Liverpool parting with 130 million quid. Fish is saying it's football, and even Harry is saying it's football. Never call it soccer. It's soccer is the worst thing to call it. Football's easier. But there you go. Hans Niemann has corrected it. He's got 2 years left on his contract. But if a player has 2 years left on his contract, that would surely potentially reduce the fee. And are there any serious injury concerns when it comes to Van der Ven, or is that just conjecture? He's a good player, but I don't know kind of the seriousness of the injuries. Jeff says, "Top Shaka, how are you? Hope you are good." See, as soon as I'm doing my kind of American accent, thinking I'm safe, saying soccer, then Jeff from New Jersey appears. It's like whenever I'm bitching about United, then Mr. Defoe appears, who supports Man United. But I thought soccer. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, you're always watching. You're always there, making sure I don't say anything too bad about the United States. Isabel says, "There's talk Bastoni is 50 million." I mean, we should get all on that. If he's only 50 million, and I don't imagine his wages would be too high. He would be a dream signing, and I know Zaim in particular loves Bastoni. I mean, we should be jumping on that. We should be jumping on that right now if there's any validity in that. Grace says that she made friends from this chat too. Good to see. So both Hans Niemann and Grace have made friends, which is pretty good. Cyberpunk 2077 is a good game as well. You're recommending Call of Duty. So Stefan is saying he hasn't played a game since the Nintendo 64 days, and he wants a recommendation for an Xbox One that he might get. I think Call of Duty might be a bit too intense if you've not played any games for 20 years. I think Red Dead Redemption is a good shout. It's a bit slower. My shout was GTA 5 because it is kind of slow and it's not going to be too expensive. And it's fairly well known in outside of gaming, so that would be my choice. Grace's choice is Rocket League, naturally. Pixel says it's okay, we probably deserve it. That's the only word I know how to say. Soccer. See, I told you. As soon as I hate on United, he appears at that exact stage. Hope you are good. Screen gone blank, has it? I hope not. See, Stefan is saying Tetris was the last game he played, but since he became a non-binary female, I mean, is non-binary female? Does that not like contradict? Robot, I still feel I should get into gaming. You could, and I mean, if you've been offered an Xbox One at a good price, go for it. But I think if Tetris is the last game you played about 30 years ago, then I wouldn't go for Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty would just be far too intense. Maybe Red Dead Redemption, as Harry recommended, because on Red Dead Redemption you're basically riding around on a horse, committing crimes. That's basically what it is. You've got a horse, you got to take care of the horse, but you commit crimes in between looking after the horse. So probably a good game to start with. We're selling Romero. How much are you going to sell him for? Fish wants me to buy him a tennis ball, but... Ooh, 66 and Guardiola chatting. 66 and Guardiola chatting. Is 66 going to make his way over to Manchester next year? And return my 6p back. I'll try to return your 6p. I mean, I don't recall ever borrowing 6p, but I'll take your word for it. Siphoning Lightning says FIFA, just get FIFA. Do you not feel like FIFA would be like too much of a bit too fast paced if you've not played games for 30 years? That's my thinking. Isabel says what they need to do is get a PS5. What you're doing picking Xbox One. Good point. I think Stefan mentioned he got offered. He's not a gamer, but he got offered an Xbox One for a good price, and I said, if it's a good price, it will allow you to realize if you enjoy gaming, and then if you don't enjoy it, you can at least say, you know what, the Xbox did not cost me too much. That's my thinking. City fans chanting cheats is so hypocritical. Indeed it is. Is Mr. Default's sixth sense? I feel like you've got a sixth and a seventh sense, and that's not a 6-7 joke, but you seem to have a bigger sixth sense than most people. I don't know, but it was my phone. That's a relief. Don't diss United when we don't draw to Spurs. I was not dissing United. Yeah, it's not that serious. The reason why I was saying this is because I was doing a American accent about 5 minutes ago, and as soon as I did a American accent, Jeff appeared like 1 minute later, and I was explaining to him that number one, that's kind of funny, and number two, whenever I'm saying anything nasty about United, Mr. Default appears, and sure enough, he appeared a minute later. But I actually wasn't saying anything nasty this time. Grace says, "What happened to you buying those cards Fish wanted?" I was hoping he forgot about it. That's the thing. I will do it since he keeps asking me. Was it Topps trading cards you want me to get? I've got a few Pokemon. I've got some Pokemon cards on the wall here. I got a Blastoise. I got Machamp. I got Raichu. I got Mewtwo. I got quite a few nice ones on there. I can't lie. Slot should be sacked. I mean, based on results, yes, but I think they'll wait until the end of the season. Aiden, who has changed his picture. See, I got a good memory. Says Vinny should be on a hat trick. Yeah, he should. I said the same thing. I was saying he should have at least kind of a couple of goals already. Harry says 66 before joining Madrid had interest in United, so he could come to United. I mean, if 66 goes to United, I don't think he'd ever be allowed to walk back into Liverpool. I mean, I almost want to see it because it would just make his life even more difficult, but it's not going to happen. Who's 66? 66 is the Real Madrid right back. I work at a charity shop. I get stuff free. Yeah, for the furniture removals. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting an Xbox One for free or cheap, you might as well get it. Boom, boom, says Onu. You see the Eze goal, says Jack. I did not see it. No, was it good? You have to tell me if it was any good or not. Mr. Default was very confident that Liverpool would beat Galatasaray, but now I'm not sure after the Spurs game. I'm less sure, but I'm also a bit nonchalant about the whole thing because PSG are currently tearing Chelsea a second arsehole. So even if Liverpool were to beat Galatasaray, they would have to face PSG next, who are currently 7-2 up against Chelsea. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, maybe we'll beat Galatasaray, and it's not a given. It's definitely not a given. A couple of years ago it would have been a given, but it's definitely not a given. But even if we beat Galatasaray, it's PSG next. 66 never had any interest in United. What the hell? Yeah, it would be. I don't I don't see it happening, to be honest. That's the thing. Like, he would not. It would be so much worse than the Michael Owen situation. He wouldn't do it. Like, he's dumb, but he's not that dumb. He would not be allowed to kind of ever walk around Liverpool ever again. And it would be a weird thing because the Liverpool fans would hate you because you went to United, and the United fans would hate you because you came from Liverpool. Final score prediction for this one. I reckon, so it's 1-1. I reckon 2-1. I reckon Madrid probably get one more. Would you fight Mark Goldbridge in a charity YouTube Liverpool versus United big fight? I don't know. I've not really thought about it. Maybe, but who knows? Jack says it's a screamer. Hits it first time from outside the box. Oh, nice. Okay, I'll have to look that up afterwards. Ab says, is it the first leg away against PSG? I'm not. To be honest, I'm not too sure. I've not thought that far ahead, to be honest. PSG probably going back to back. Yeah, you'd think so. Given that they're kind of 7-2 up against Chelsea, they're taking this competition seriously. Slot, I think, will not be at Liverpool next season, says Dan. I think you're right. They're not going to sack him now. They ain't going to sack him now, which is what a lot of people want. And I understand why people feel like that. But I think if they sack him now, it's going to look bad on... it's going to look bad on kind of Richard Hughes, who's the sporting director. So Richard Hughes is not going to sack him now. I think Richard Hughes is going to wait until the summer and then reassess in the summer. Is Harry Kane in goal tomorrow for Bayern, or is it an under 16? As in goal or up front? I'm not sure what you mean. Yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance 66 goes to United. I mean, I kind of hope he does, because if he does, it will ruin his fucking life. So from that perspective, I hope he does. But it's not gonna happen. Aiden says, I swear Kvaratskhelia hates Chelsea at this point. I mean, it's a personal hatred. It's kind of beyond hatred. How much he gives them a battering. Kvaratskhelia is a baller. I really wished Liverpool got him last year, but unfortunately it didn't work out. Pixel says, hey. Also, have you streamed any games recently? I was snooping on your page because I do this on a frequent basis. I think the last one you played was it Fallout New Vegas when it wasn't working correctly. Have you got anything else planned? I don't hate Trent, to be honest, but yeah, him and United, no chance. It would be like, I was gonna say it would be like Ryan Giggs going to Liverpool, or maybe not even Ryan Giggs. Who was like a proper Mancunian player who played for Man United? David Beckham? Was David Beckham from Manchester? But it would be... Or Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes was from Manchester. It would be like Paul Scholes going to Liverpool. You don't see that happening. Aiden thinks it's going to be a Bayern PSG final. That would be a good final, to be fair. I'd even as a neutral, I'd look forward to that. Yeah, I'll. Yeah, you're right. I'll have a look. I'll just get to the bottom of these comments. Richard Hughes is on a 3-strong shortlist to become the Saudi sporting director. I mean, he could be on a shortlist, but I don't see it happening, especially with the kind of situation now with going to the supermarket and like a bomb with the with the kind of geopolitical situation right now. I don't see that happening. But even if that was not a thing, I wouldn't see it happening. But you never know. They could sack Slot during international break. I would be shocked if they sacked him during the season, because I think if they sack him during the season, that then, to a certain degree, says from a management structure perspective, that says we got it wrong. And I think sporting directors, they might like Liverpool, but they value their own job more. I don't think they're gonna admit to the owner that they got it wrong. They're just gonna let the season go, and then at the end of the season, they're gonna say, look, from a 2-season perspective, we finished 6th one year and we won the league the other year. So we as sporting directors, we know what we're doing. Because I think because the club's a business, internally from a business perspective, you're going to look like a fool if you sack somebody during the season who you just brought in. I think they're just going to want to let it play out, and then they're going to phrase it to the ownership as, look, we had 2 years, we won 1 league. That's really, really good. And I think it's a lot easier to make decisions and to reorganize at the end of the season because there's a lot less going on and there's a lot less noise as well. So I'm kind of thinking at it from more of a kind of general business aspect, if that makes sense. Grace wants me to Google tennis ball bird. I've Googled that before. Fish has told me to Google it. It's very funny, I can't lie. Stefan wants slot out and some non-binary robots in. Could work. I mean, they can't do much worse. Oh, right. You're saying, I see what you mean. It's possible. Fish is watching MLS. Good point by Reese and also by Austin. Sorry, not Austin, Owen. Let me stop that. There we go. How did Bodo fumble? It's the same way Barcelona fumbled a couple of years back. Would you have Mukbuti? Who's For some reason, this rings a bell, but I can't remember who or what Mukbuti is. Thanks for the recommendations. I do appreciate it. I'll get the Xbox tomorrow and report back on my progress. Nice. Sounds good. So for context, Stefan hasn't played any games since Nintendo 64, but he's been offered an Xbox One for cheap. So he says, shall I get it? I've not played any games for 30 years. And I'm like, yeah, go for it. And get GTA 5 or maybe Red Dead Redemption 2 and see how that goes. Harry says, all Bayern keepers injured, so everyone is saying Kane will be the goalkeeper. Right. Okay, makes sense. To be honest, even if they stuck him in goal, he'd probably do a decent job. You're going to do something this week. Nice. Any particular games planned? Trenton United is like Umar and Coronation Chicken. Yeah, that's probably the best the best way we can explain it. It's just so orange and yellow. I'm like, no. I still remember we spent like an extra hour just Googling it, and it was just me being disgusted for like an hour. You're right. Beckham's from London, isn't he? No, I think you guys are right. Beckham lives 8 miles from Dan. You might have to pay him a visit. Yeah, Beckham's from London, but Paul Scholes. I think Paul Scholes has a very deep Mancunian accent, so I think he'd be the best example. You looking forward to 8 p.m. tomorrow? Not particularly. I mean, a little. I can't lie. I am a little bit, but that's natural because it's Champions League night and I always look forward to those. I'm looking forward to the game, not the performance, because the performance probably going to be garbage again. But I'm looking forward to the occasion, if that makes sense. Beckham is from London. Scholes was from Chadderton, a suburb of Oldham, so not too far from you. Sacking Slot with 8 games to go is stupid. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Because you'd have to bring an interim in, and then you'd probably then want to get rid of the interim in the summer, and it also unnecessarily just creates a drama inside the club. Because from an owner's perspective, in terms of John Henry, he's going to say, okay, the sporting director brought a manager in, sacked him during the season, then brought an interim in, and then got rid of the interim, and then brought another one in. It's just, I think we often have to think of these from the sporting director's perspective, not just from a fan perspective. I don't think a sporting director at Liverpool is going to do that, because it creates unnecessary pressure on the sporting director. Sporting director might like Liverpool, but he loves his own job more, so he's going to try and protect that more. That's the way I see it. Jack will go in goal for Bayern with my broken wrist from playing in goal. Well, firstly, I hope your wrist kind of gets better. And yeah, you'd probably do a decent job if you're in goal for Bayern. You're not gonna face too many shots. I think Liverpool will come back. I think so, but it's hard to be too enthusiastic about it because it's PSG the next round. Mr. Default says, no games since the Nintendo 64. Oh boy, you're in for a treat. Yeah, that's why. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm a bit jealous in they've kicked off, by the way, in the sense that Stefan's not played any games since Nintendo 64, which means from a Nintendo perspective, you missed the GameCube. So it was GameCube after Nintendo 64. You missed the Nintendo Wii. And you also missed the Nintendo Wii U, which not many people remember. There was a sequel to Nintendo Wii called Nintendo Wii U. Also missed the Switch from a Nintendo perspective. But yeah, you've got Xbox One is probably a good console for you to start on because it's going to be really cheap, number one. And number two, you can play most relatively modern games on there and they'll be available for cheap. GTA 5, for example, you can probably get that for about £10. So you might as well give it a go. Let me set the timer. There we go. Luis Enrique would suit Liverpool head coach role, says Dan. Would you take Luis Enrique over Alonso? Yeah, that was it. Was that what I was calling Mbeumo? It was M-Booty. It was M-Booty instead of Muck Booty. But that was it. Courtois injured, says Jackin. Yep, indeed he is. You predict a 1-0 loss tomorrow. Is that for Galatasaray or for Liverpool? The thing is, I presume that's for Liverpool because if Liverpool score 1, then it would be 1-1 an aggregate, so it would have to continue. I think you'll keep Slot for another season. I'm low-key slightly worried about that. I can't lie. For argument's sake, in the very unlikely situation that Liverpool win the Champions League, I think they'll keep Slot. If they win the FA Cup, I think there's a chance. I think where it becomes trickier is if Liverpool win nothing and they finish outside of the Champions League spots. I think that's when it becomes tricky. But even if Liverpool win nothing and they finished 7th, I don't think it's a given that Slot gets sacked. So I think you're right. I think they only sack Slot if there is a better alternative to come in from their view. So Liverpool are very data heavy. They lead very much into kind of data analytics. They lead very much into kind of basically ranking who they want. If a manager is available who they rank above Slot, I think they'll sack him. If there's nobody available from an analytics perspective that they rank above Slot, so let's say Gerrard's available, let's say my dad's available, let's say my cat's available. If no one's available who they view as better, I think there is a world where they keep him. I think that world does exist. Would you rather Sir Alex Ferguson or current Sir Alex Ferguson? Hasn't he got I was going to say, hasn't he got dementia? But I don't think he does. I'd probably take current Amorim because I think current Sir Alex Ferguson, his heart is probably not in it. The Wii U was garbage, and that really bugs me because I bought one on release. Because everyone loved the Wii, and the Wii was so good, but the Wii was so hard to get stock of. And when the Wii U came out, I bought one on release day. I bought this game called Zombie U and Mario Party, and you're right, it was garbage. It was crap. Oh yeah, I need to check the Eze goal. Give me a sec. You got GTA 5 for £17. Good deal. Good deal, to be fair. A lot of clubs will be in for Enrique, and I also don't feel like Enrique would choose Liverpool. I don't know why. Enrique knows how to win the Champions League. Fair enough. Fair enough. I hear what you're saying. My first choice would be Alonso, also because I kind of grew up with Alonso playing as a number 14 for Liverpool. But if Liverpool get Enrique, I will not complain. Groot says, I am Groot, but also says, I think this current Liverpool team is more Alonso style. Enrique would probably need more funds. That's a good point. And these are some of the kind of questions that the hiring committee is going to ask themselves. Part of the reason they didn't hire Amorim was because they felt like Amorim would need a lot more funds to change the Liverpool squad to fit his style of play compared to the Slot style of play, which is very similar to Klopp, and therefore you needed less funding to change it. So I think this does come into it, as kind of Groot is saying. Grace says Liverpool will lose tomorrow. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me, to be honest. I hope not. I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna go into it positive as I always do, but that positivity disappears after about 5-10 minutes. Would you rather play 3-4-2-1 or 4-4-2 with the current squad? Even though they don't really have the players for 3-4-2-1, I'd probably try that. Because I think that would allow Kerkez and Frimpong to be out wide and play as wing backs. I guess in the defence, you'd probably have Van Dijk, Kanate, and maybe Gomez. Or maybe Endo, but I'd be tempted to try 3-4-2-1 just because it's so different from what they're playing right now. 4-4-2 they have played a little bit here and there, but I'd be tempted with the first one. The last player I can think of who was born in the suburb of Manchester was Danny Welbeck, who is from Longside. Paul Scholes was born in Oldham, still lives in Oldham, and is in Nottingham's Way, a Manc. I see, that's interesting, because I've always thought Paul Scholes had a very thick Mancunian accent. Maybe Danny Welbeck could... what were we saying? Yeah, if Danny Welbeck went from United to Liverpool, that would be crazy. Jamie says, Slot should be gone though. The performances recently aren't successful. I agree. I personally would get rid of him. I'm just trying to think about what the club would do. And I think, again, the club works based on analytics. The club works based on data. They're going to have a short list of managers who they think is better than Slot. And I think if they can get number 1, number 2, or number 3, they will get rid of Slot. But if the manager they want is not available, I think there's a world. And it's a world I don't like. But it's a world, there is a world in which they keep him. Taffa would get Cesc Fabregas. Really? I know he's doing very well at Como. But would the Arsenal history not bug you? Being an Arsenal player and being a Chelsea player as well. Grace says, what if we do a deal? If Liverpool win tomorrow, you do a gaming stream on the weekend, and if they lose, you can do the gaming stream next week. I mean, for it to be a deal, I have to get something out of it. I'm missing what I get out of this. The thing is, gaming stream on the weekend is going to be difficult because there's the Liverpool game on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday I might be able to. Just ask me later in the week. I used to play DS was good. I never had a DS, but the DS was a pretty good console. Grace says, you doing any shorts today? Unlikely. I'll probably go to sleep soon after this. You like 3-4-2-1 and Amorim? Ruben Amorim to Liverpool. Here we go. Yeah. No, thank you. I would try it as a temporary experimental thing, given that everything we've tried already has not worked. But I wouldn't like to permanently commit to that long term. Rashford and Mainu. Yeah, Rashford's the one I was thinking there's somebody super, super obvious who's from Manchester who I can't remember, but yeah, it's Rashford. Rashford was the one. The Wii can never be topped, says Billy. I've never seen a console quite as popular as the Wii. Like, literally everybody wanted them, and they kind of transcended quote unquote gamers to the point where even non-gamers wanted them. And another thing that the Wii had going for it was that it was cheap. It was $179.99, whereas PS3 was like 300-400 quid. So that's another thing had going for it. Taffa says he fits Liverpool more than Alonso. This is Fabregas. Alonso uses a three-man defence. It won't work in the Premier League. I think his history shouldn't matter. It's the football he plays that matters. Fair enough. Fair. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Do you not feel like... So Fabregas is at Como, I believe. Do you not feel like Como to Liverpool would be too much? Do you not feel like that would be too much of a big step up? I almost feel like Fabregas needs another step before going to a elite club. I just feel like Como to Liverpool, that's too big a jump. He needs another club in between, like a Leverkusen, as an example, before taking the big job. The Nintendo 3DS was generational, says Mr. Default. I had one of those. I had Street Fighter 6, or was it 5? I think it's Street Fighter 5. Yeah, what was really good about the 3DS was the 3D effect without the need for glasses. That was pretty good. Rashford's leaving on a permanent. Is he going to Barcelona? Haaland's coming off. They've given up. They've given up. PS4 or 5 or Xbox, what's better, says Grace. To be honest, they're all good. They all have their advantages. I mostly play on PC these days, but before I had a PC, I had a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, and to be honest, they're both good. Yeah, nobody cares about Højlund going. No, nobody's that fussed. Oh, sorry, are you still here? If you're still here, I'll check the Eze goal because you've asked a few times. That's my fault. Fabregas will go to Barcelona. Do you not feel like Barcelona is also an elite club, which is too big of a step up? I almost feel like he needs an intermediary club first. See, that's the thing. So Stefan is saying, I've seen 1,000 games on consoles over the past 30 years. The war-type shooting games just look so dull, repetitive. I cannot see the attraction. I agree. That's why when Harry was recommending Black Ops 7, I was thinking, I'm not sure Call of Duty is the best fit. Go for Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very story-orientated game. Number one. Number two, the choices that you make matter. So you can be a bad guy or you can be a good guy. For example, there'll be people asking you for money on the street in this game, and you can either give them money. So if they're asking you for money, you can give them a few coins if you want to be a good guy. Or you can be a bad guy and just steal whatever money they have. I'm not going to say which one I did, but it was not the first one. So yeah, the choices that you make also influence the story. Okay, you're here. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Since I've kept you waiting for long enough. Give me a sec. Seni Malu, PSG 3-0 up. That's not the one we want. Richard Hughes, that's not what we want. Eze, 36. Okay, I'm watching it now. 26 seconds. I think it's a Leverkusen throw in. Ball bouncing around. Trossard. Oh, fucking hell! That is a goal and a half. That is one of the best goals I've seen in a while. It stopped, but I'm gonna replay it. Yeah. Number one, the way he kind of controls it and absolutely kind of smashes it first time. Shit. See, now you just got me watching this goal over and over again. Fair enough. I see why I see why you were so big on that goal. Absolutely smacked it. Yeah, it's a good goal. Why is Haaland coming off, says Mr. Defoe. I reckon they've given up. I reckon City have given up because they know they ain't going to win this. Maybe they just want to keep Haaland fresh for the Premier League, I'd presume. Pep could go back to Barcelona, says Dan. It's possible. Is it the same without Messi there? That is the question. Grace says, well, what do you want out of it? Yeah, good point. To be honest, if I might be able to, I might be able to do a gaming stream on the weekend. Maybe Sunday, possibly that could work. Take care, Jack. Enjoy your evening. Fucking hell, 2. Yeah. PSG have scored 3. Taffa says, yeah, that's a fair point, can't lie, but look at the step they gave to the ball. Look at this step. I thought, okay, this is a very mature point, and then he's like, yeah, that's a fair point, but look at what they did to the bald head who doesn't have a clue in the world. Fair enough. I hear where you're coming from. I still feel like Dutch League, Feyenoord, I think he won a title there. I think. Okay, yeah. I would say that he did have more achievements than Fabregas, but I take your point. But is the flip side that they recruited from Feyenoord, who for argument's sake, let's say are similar to Como. After doing that, they've proven that ultimately didn't work because they're going to have to sack him. So does that give more evidence that they're going to need to maybe hire somebody who has that additional level of experience? That would be my only thing. Mr. Default says, here's to me hoping no one remembers me saying Højlund and Sesko are so alike. I'd rather have Højlund. I do remember that. Actually, I don't remember that, to be fair. I do remember the and to be fair, it wasn't you doing it, but I do remember a lot of the comparisons between Højlund and Haaland. I do remember that. You did say some things about Højlund, but I think they were jokes, to be honest. I think you were just messing. Dan says Xabi Alonso didn't last long as Real Madrid head coach. True. I take that as a positive. I'd be tempted to take that as a positive because whenever somebody is at Liverpool, there's always that risk in the back of your head. Are they going to want to go to Madrid? There's always that risk. But with Alonso, there's no risk, or there's very little risk of him wanting to go to Madrid, given he's already experienced it and it worked out. PSG 3-0 up, says Stefan. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to them in the next round. Oh, Doku. Has Doku scored? Or is he's offside. Detroit Become Human, but it isn't on Xbox, unfortunately. I think you recommended... Did you recommend that to me? Because I have a list of games and Detroit Become Human is on there. Were you saying maybe a few months ago it's very similar to Heavy Rain? Was that you? Possibly that was saying that. But it's on my list as well. I think it's on PC. Which is what I primarily play on. Pep is nothing without money. I feel that as well, to be honest. I feel that as well. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City. You've basically had money. You've had status as a big team. I'd want to see Pep manage, and it's never going to happen, but I'd want to see Pep manage a small team, like, I don't know, Southampton or something. I'd want to see that. I think there you can prove how good of a manager you are, because you can't magically just buy a player and, you can't screw up and then just spend 300 million to fix it. Arsenal 2-0 up, says Stefan. That's why I didn't want to watch that, because I had a feeling... they were had a feeling they were easily going to go through. Grace says, the problem is I don't know if I'm going out on Sunday. Okay, firstly, where are you going out? Interesting news. And yeah, just I'll let you know maybe on Friday or Thursday or something. Just leave a comment on one of the videos, and then I'll remember. Can we play Rocket League again? Unless you want to play COD instead. Yeah, we can play Rocket League again. Hopefully you don't kick my ass again like last time where you beat me 11. Did I get 2? Yeah, you beat me 11 too. But yeah, no, happy to play that again. Taffa says, let's say Alonso adapts to the Premier League. What formation do you see him playing? Good question. If I was to guess, I don't think he's going to play the 3 at the back. I know he changed the formation slightly at Real Madrid to be more of a kind of 4 at the back. I reckon that's probably what he'd do. Because I think for Liverpool to play 3 at the back, they need a lot more defenders. Because if you think about it, they only really have Van Dijk. Van Dijk's the only defender Liverpool have. Because Konate hasn't signed a contract. So there's a chance Konate will go. Joe Gomez, let's be honest, can't really play centre-back anymore. You can fill him in at left-back, fill him in at right-back, but he's not a reliable centre-back anymore. They do have that new youngster, Jeremy Jacquet, the French guy that they've bought, so he's another guy. But I almost feel like to play Alonso's 3 at the back, Liverpool would have to buy a lot more centre-backs, which would lead me to believe they're going to play 4 at the back, but that's a uneducated guess. Stefan misses Charlotte, the bot. She disappeared when you called her a bot, so I don't know if she was actually a bot or not a bot. Reluctant Gamer says, hey, how are you? You playing tomorrow? Barcelona. Yeah, you're playing tomorrow. But yeah, hope you're good. Hope you're doing well. Ten Hag definitely bought Højlund because it sounds like Haaland. Wouldn't surprise me. What's Ten Hag doing these days? Is he still unemployed? That would not surprise me either. It just felt like too easy of a solution in the sense that City had Haaland. United get Højlund. But even for Atlanta, was it not Atlanta that you bought him from? I swear, even for Atlanta, he had like 3 goals. So it almost felt like a bit of a bizarre signing, especially for the money paid. I remember when Ten Hag always did interviews at the end, he always said please instead of thank you. And no one ever told him. Vinicius. Corner. Yeah, there is I mean, maybe he'll learn one day, or maybe they did tell him, but he was so stubborn that he just refused to change his ways. That would not surprise me, given what we saw on the pitch. As soon as I call her a bot, she vanished. Yeah, you might have offended her, or she might be back. Who knows? It is one of life's mysteries. 66 is taking a corner, which means this is going to be the worst corner we've ever seen. This is going to be the most atrocious corner in the history of corners. Brahim Diaz is coming off. He's just taking it. Oh, Mbappe is coming on. That's probably the last thing City are gonna want to see is Mbappe coming on. I presume this is gonna be more of a kind of fitness thing for Mbappe. He doesn't really need to kind of stretch himself or overexert himself at this point. 66 corner. It was a good corner, to be fair. I wanted to hate on that corner, but it was a really nice corner. Headed on by Tchouaméni, who almost scored, but good save by Donnarumma. Ten Hag is currently the technical director at FC Twente, whatever that means. I mean, it's one of those jobs with a fancy job title, but probably doesn't mean much. What does a technical director actually do? You're not doing the tactics. Ooh, Mbappe with his first touch almost scored. Are you coming up with the technical direction of the club? But then is that not what the head coach and the sporting director do? If it feels like a pretty much nothing type of job title. I mean, City are still trying, to be fair to them. But with Haaland off, they're probably wasting their time. It says there's a VAR check in the Arsenal game. But Eze scored and Declan Rice has scored. So they're probably definitely going through at this point. Chelsea getting absolutely battered. But corner to City. Grace is back, just having a Greg's sausage roll. Fair enough. I have to stop myself from going to Greg's or even looking at Greg's because I just end up buying too much stuff, which is not good for me. I think the last time I went to Greg's a couple of weeks ago, I just ended up buying a donut and then I just felt sick afterwards. It is good, but I have no self-control. So I just have to kind of basically not look at Greg's whenever I see it. If we don't get Luis Enrique, I want to keep Mikel Carrique. The weird thing is he's doing all the right things. He is doing all the right things. I think they showed. I saw an image like a graphic where they kind of showed United before Carrick took over and United after Carrick took over, and he's got about 20 points, which is kind of crazy if when you think about it. I don't think they'll give him the job, but that it's almost as if the poor guy can't do any more at this point. Grace says, I don't know where I'm going because I don't know if I'm going out. That makes sense. I mean, on the positive, the weather should be starting to get a bit better. City are bringing a player on, and I've got absolutely no idea who this guy is. I bet you're secretly praying to God I'm out on Sunday so you don't have to stream. To be honest, on the weekends, I tend to have a bit more energy, so I tend to be okay. It's weekdays like today where I'm basically holding it together for dear life. But on the weekends when I don't have work, it's a lot easier. Ooh, good shot by Shirky. 22 points, I think, the most in the league since he took over. Yeah, I mean the poor guy can't really do much more at this point. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the summer. I think Casemiro is pretty much definitely gone. Rodri's coming off as well. Rodri's coming off, and Gonzalez is on. Yeah, I think City at this point are just resting players. Game's gone. You might as well save them for whatever is left of the league. Arda Güler's coming off. Camavinga's on. Apparently Camavinga is available for 50 million. I don't know kind of how accurate that is, but why is he available for so cheap? I always thought he was amazing. Can kind of play multiple positions and can do that really, really well. So if that is true, I'm surprised he's available for so little. There's nothing more Carrick can do. Yeah, that's the thing. That he's almost he's pretty much. I think he had maybe the one loss to Newcastle, but it's unfair to kind of hold that against him. So he's pretty much maximized what he can do, and it's not just say over 2 or 3 games. That's a significant period of time. But even then, I mean, even if he wins every game, and United get Champions League, I don't know, 3rd place, whatever, it would still surprise me if they gave him a full-time contract. Did you say you wanted Makbuti at Liverpool? I did when he was at was it Brentford? He just felt like a natural replacement for Salah. Yeah, as a kind of Mr. Default is saying. He felt like a natural replacement for Salah because he played on the same side. So he played as a right winger primarily, left-footed. I think tactically you wouldn't have to change too much to go from Salah to Mbeumo. So that's the first point. Secondly, from a transfer fee perspective, he was not too expensive. I think he was around the 50-60 million pound mark. Which these days is not crazy these days. That's pretty much the going rate, and if anything, that's kind of cheap. So there's that. I think additionally he was Premier League experienced, so he's familiar with the league, familiar with the weather, familiar with everything he needs to be familiar with. So I think that is also a positive that he had going for him, and I think also he. I always liked it when Liverpool bought players from lower stature teams in the Premier League because they'd always want to take the next step up. So as an example, Sadio Mane, bought him from Southampton, which was a Premier League team, but he was ready to elevate himself to the next level. Gini Wijnaldum from Newcastle, similar sort of story. Andy Robertson from Hull, again, similar sort of story. Liverpool were always able to derive a lot of value from players who had Premier League experience but were ready to take the next step up. So it felt like a bit of a natural fit. Liverpool traditionally didn't go after the super Hollywood signings, which is kind of what they did this year. 1 loss, 1 draw, and about 1 million wins, which is pretty insane. Yeah, I don't know what more he can do, but again, it would surprise me if he was to get the job. Grace says, you got a cold or something? I don't have a cold. My nose is itching me. I think it's my shower gel because I always take a shower before the stream. Ooh, City got one back. But is it offside? Yeah, it's offside again. I think I need to change my shower gel because this one irritates me a bit. Grace says, can you give my awesome mom a shout out? Yes, shout out to Grace's awesome mom. I hope you are good. I was going to say, hope you're having an awesome week, but it's only Tuesday. So there's a couple more days to go. But I hope you are good. Hope you are well. Fish says, WTF. What are you WTFing at? That is the question. What is it that surprises you and shocks you? My nose is really itchy. Stefan says there's loads of soccer streams. Soccer? Are we saying soccer again? I get recommended, but I bet none mention Greg's Donuts and Grace's mom. Very true. Nah, not everybody gives shout outs. Not everybody talks about Greg's Donuts. That's why I just have to avoid Greg's, because if I go in, suddenly I want item number 1 and item number 2 and item number 3. I just have to, I see it in the distance and I think, oh, Greg's would be nice. And then I have to kind of not look at it and just walk past. Because I have no self-control. I have the self-control not to buy it at all. Mr. Default's got something big coming, says also. Fish says red card 66. Is there? I've not seen a red card for 66. City had a silver sent off. 66 has had a yellow card. He's just been booked. I think that's a genuine booking. Grace says, I like Tuna Crunch. Tuna Crunch is my favourite. Tuna Crunch. I'm old enough to remember when Greg's introduced Tuna Crunch. And it was a big thing. I think it was around 2005 maybe. That's when they introduced Tuna Crunch. And it was a big thing. And yeah, that's my go-to when it comes to savoury things. I try to avoid like the pizzas and things because I feel sick after eating it, even though it's really nice. But yeah, Tuna Crunch is my favourite sandwich from Greg's, 100%. They've changed the bread though. It used to come on a different type of bread, but it's still pretty good. It's still up there. I've never had a sausage roll, and I've also never had a vegan sausage roll. I feel like I'm missing out. I hate when players say, I used to pretend to be this player in my garden after overtaking his assist record. Bruno said, I used to pretend to be Beckham in my garden. Yeah, no, you didn't. No, you absolutely did not. It's more. I guess it's more of a kind of PR thing. It's like maybe Hugo Ekitike saying, "I've always wanted to be Kenny Dalglish." No, you haven't. You absolutely have not. It's yeah, you're right. And to be fair, it's not just Bruno who does that. It seems to be kind of players of every club. You were 3 in 2005. Dang. I was not 3. Vinicius. Remo did have scored, but offside. The reason why I remember 2005 is because it was my last year of school. And I think that's when they introduced the Tuna Crunch. You're 23, 25 next year. So 24 this year, and I feel old. That's okay, you get over it. I was super kind of apprehensive about turning 30. I wouldn't say I was dreading it, but I felt like, oh my god, I'm going to be 30. And then it has a bit of a big build up. And then on the day you turn 30, you do feel a bit sad. But the next day you don't care, if I'm honest. It's one of those things you dread, and then it happens, and then you kind of don't care after that. But yeah, I'd say the first time I started to feel old is 30. But to be honest, I still don't even feel old. It's one of those things where you dread it, and then it happens, and then it's a bit weird. But the next day you don't really care. Grace says you're old. Oh, thank you. I was just saying I don't feel old in the slightest. It probably helps that I'm a bit fitter now than when I was younger. Maybe that helps, but I don't feel particularly old. Like I see these memes about. There's all these memes of when you wake up and you're in your 30s, and then it's just a meme of a person having back pain. I'm thinking I've never had back pain. I don't know. So I don't feel old. Fish says, roller coaster fish farts. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. As always, my life is now complete. I mean, I don't know if roller coaster fish farts are different to normal fish farts, but I would rather also not want to find out. Grace says, how old were you in 2005? Mr. Default says 16. Yeah, because it was my last year of school. So yeah, 16. And I remember they introduced Tuna Crunch. What else do I remember about 2005? I mean, some things. Probably. Oh yeah, the Champions League final. I was thinking, what's so important about 2005? I'm thinking, yeah, Tuna Crunch sandwich. No, the Liverpool Champions League final. That I also remember that. But it's interesting that tuna crunch is the first thing I remember, and the Champions League final that Liverpool won is the second thing I remember. So it's second most important. Stefan was 32 in 2005. There you go. I wasn't even a thought in 2005. Yeah. Mr. Default says, how old are you? Grace is 17, 18 next year. I don't know why the jump to 23 and 24 feels really big. Interesting. I think I might have experienced that as well. Thinking about it now, I think it was because when you're 23, you still feel like you're in your early 20s, and therefore, since you feel you're still in your early 20s, you also still feel like you're in a teenager. I remember feeling like this as well. 23 to 24 felt like a big jump, but then 24 to 25, I was like, who cares? I think that's what it is. It's one of those things that feels like a big jump, but then once it happens, you get over it pretty quickly. I would say what you don't get over is, sometimes you have to fill in forms. When you have to fill in forms and you have to fill in your birthday. What you don't get over is right now when you fill in your birthday, you probably don't have to scroll down the years to find your birthday, to find the year that you were born. That's something that I find annoying. I have to kind of scroll quite far down the list to find my birth. Yeah. Tuna Crunch was the highlight of the year in 2005. I mean, I seem to remember that more than the Liverpool Champions League final. Grace's brother was 5 in 2005. Does that mean your brother was born in 2000? That's a pretty cool year to be born. Newcastle getting smashed 4-1. Send us back to reality. I think you'll beat them. I got a good feeling. I got a good feeling you're gonna beat them. The Toon Man. I think the Toon Man are gonna batter those Catalans. I've just got a strange feeling, and I don't know why. And it's a completely uneducated feeling. But I think you're gonna go through. It's a weird one. My brother was 11 in 2005. No one needs to know that, but yeah. That means your brother was born in maybe 94. Riam says, Inshallah, the Toon win. I got a feeling, I got a weird feeling. The Toon Man, they're going to win I just got a weird feeling they're going to win the Patrick Kluivert derby. There's a lot of cops outside my house. What have you done? As Mr. Default says, run or potentially swim because your house is underwater since you are fish. Your mum was 32 in 2005. Similar, pretty much same age as Stefan then. Fish wants Iraola. I mean, Iraola would be a decent shout for Liverpool. I think it's because my life has changed a lot in the last year or two and reaching mid-20s. Hey, that could be why. That could be why as well. Maybe it's because you're approaching mid-20s and sometimes that gives a bit of panic that, do I need to start behaving like an adult now? And to be honest, not really. I don't behave like an adult. But you'll get over it. Lewis Hall, top 3 left back in the world, says Riam. Who would be your other two? That is the question. Grace's brother was born on February the 12th, 2000. Nice. So your brother was a millennium baby then, being born in the year 2000. It'll be another 1,000 years until people can say that. Your mom was 31 in 2005. Similar age to Stefan. Fisher said bye Chelsea. Yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance that. There's no chance that. Chelsea come back now. His second, Nuno Mendes is amazing. I thought he was really good last year. Maybe not being quite as good this year, Nuno Mendes, but he's still up there. He's still up there. I think in last year's Champions League campaign, you could definitely make the argument that PSG had a lot of standout players, but Nuno Mendes stood out the most. Your brother was born on Christmas Day. Is that a bad thing? Does that mean he only gets one set of presents? Up the tune, man. Why I like? I think my Geordie accent's better than my Ange accent, mate. You know when I speak like Ange, I sound like Sean Dyche, mate. I think my Toon accent's a bit better. Grace says, weren't you born in October 1988? I was. That is bizarrely completely accurate. But yeah, I was. Chelsea is the best footballing chant I've ever heard. Does not require much imagination, but sometimes that's all you need. Riam says, Vinicius has scored again. Yeah, they've given it. They were looking at the linesman, but they've given it. They're showing Pep. Pep just looks absolutely devastated, but to be honest, even when he looks happy, he looks devastated. Nuno Mendes carried Portugal to the cup in the summer. He's a quality player, and he's quite young as well. So if he can just kind of stay injury free, then who knows the levels he will reach. But yeah, they've given this as a goal. Zed asking the tough questions. Score prediction for our game tomorrow. I want to say 2-0 Liverpool because I'm a deluded Liverpool fan. So I think 2-0 Liverpool. I think they'll be up for the occasion. I think they'll be extra motivated given the rubbish versus Spurs, given the rubbish versus from the first Wolves game. I think they'll be extra motivated. I think they'll get a 2-0 win. But in the next round, it's PSG. So it's hard to get too excited about it. But how about you? He always got 2 presents from family. That's fair enough then. That's fair enough. Grace says that's creepy. I was accurate. Yeah, I was thinking how did you know that? But yeah, you were on the money. Oh, okay. Fair enough. That makes sense. You've got a good memory also, like me. Mr. Defoe is not having that, and I think the capital letters should encapsulate the level to which that is not being had. Nuno did not carry Portugal. Bruno was incredible in the summer for Portugal. Hard to dispute that. Oh, Vinicius again! Can he stop scoring? I literally just updated the score, and I hate updating the score because I have to click quite a few buttons. But Vinicius has scored again. Is that a Vinicius hat-trick now? I think it might be. I think it might have been because Ash's birthday is in October as well, 10th to be exact. Fair enough, yeah. I was October 1988. Now, I don't really remember the 80s, but actually, with that said, I do have memories of me being a baby, as in me being a couple of months old, but nobody believes me. But I maintain these are memories that I have. So I guess I do remember the 80s. What? Riam is saying, did you know Morocco just won the AFCON? And Under the Floodlights is also saying AFCON finals been overturned and Morocco are the winner. What's going on here? Overturned? Where can I see this? It's not on BBC Sport. If I Google AFCON. Oh, what the F, man? What the F? Huh? AFCON final result overturned. Senegal stripped of title. What? Stripped of title due to player walk-off. CAF hands Morocco 3-0 final win. Morocco have been officially crowned champions of the AFCON after the appeal board overturned the result. Can a board really overturn the result? Senegal stripped of trophy after final protest. I think this is bull. I mean, what do people feel about this and what do people think about this? I mean, there's a link to the Sun, but I don't want to click on that one. Take care, Stefan. I'll probably go in a few minutes as well. Yeah. You can't do that. That then, I mean, if we're saying we can kind of retrospectively update results, you're opening up a entire kind of worms with that. I remember there was a whole thing with Liverpool. Was it the Spurs game where we were saying it should be kind of replayed? But I just feel like once you open up that kind of worms, there's then going to be other complaints and there's going to be other people who have beef with other results now. And what about the people that have bet on this? Like, do they get their winnings now, or do the people who have been paid out? What happens to their winnings? If that's real, that's crazy. It looks like it. It's on all the main places. Senegal have been stripped of their AFCON title, with Morocco declared the winners on the 17th of March. Senegal beat Morocco 1-0 in January to win the tournament, but only after their players walked off the pitch in protest to a late penalty award from Morocco. It has now been ruled that Senegal forfeited the game in that moment, and the final has now been awarded as a 3-0 win to Morocco. What the hell are we doing here? It's just people trying to get involved in things that doesn't need involvement. They should be punished and not overturned. Yeah, that would be fair. I don't think you can overturn results. And why is it 3-0? I'd also kind of question, why is it 3-0? What makes it a 3-0? It just feels like kind of Jobsworth type of people trying to kind of interject and exercise their power over things that they shouldn't really have the authority to do. That is wild. That opens up an entire can of worms. Granted, it's a separate competition, but it's a serious competition. That's some bullshit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I agree with that. And to be honest, most people probably disagree with that. But anyway, it's 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, just keeping somebody in a job. Somebody had some sort of beef with it, so they've probably what's the word? They've exercised muscles that they shouldn't necessarily have. I think it's insane. When did the actual AFCON final actually happen? 18th of January. So 2 months later, they've changed it. No, I think kind of as Mr. Default was saying, they should kind of punish them, maybe give them a fine. But I don't think you should be able to kind of overturn results, because where do we go with this? In the next competition, there might be a call that VAR gets wrong. So VAR gets the call wrong. And then a month later, is the team going to put in an appeal to say, hey, I know we lost the game, but VAR got it wrong. Therefore, we're going to put an appeal in for the result to be overturned. It's just opening up that entire kind of worms, which is just kind of further overcomplicating something that should be relatively simple. It should be they're just adding needless levels of kind of complication to a game which is about a bunch of people kicking a ball into a net. They've already added needless complication with VAR and the whole clear and obvious crap. This is just a whole other level of nonsense. Also, if it's a forfeit, that doesn't make it a 3-0 win. I'm curious which hole did they pull 3-0 from? And what is the significance of the 3-0? Why not a 2-0 or a 4 or a 1 or a 5? Why is it 3? I mean, if they are arbitrarily just picking numbers out of the sky, that makes this whole thing seem all the more farcical. Grace says, I'll text on Monday morning to see if I'm going out. It's best if you leave a comment on the video. I don't check Instagram. I don't check Instagram, to be honest. But if you leave a comment, I'll see it. Ade says, Toon Army, man. I can't lie. I'm supporting the Toon against Barcelona tomorrow. I got a weird feeling you'll get a result like. I got a strange feeling you'll get through. And if you get through, I'll be happy for you. So do you think I'm wearing a Newcastle shirt? I just realized because I'm wearing Adidas and it's green. Does this look like a Newcastle shirt? This is not a Newcastle shirt, but I'm supporting the Toon Man tomorrow because I want you to beat Barcelona. I just realized this kind of looks like a Newcastle away shirt. Grace says you talk a lot. That's why I end up with a headache. That's why I'm going to wake up with a headache tomorrow. Oh, yeah, see, that's the thing. So back in the day when Maradona did the hand of God, are they going to overturn that and say that result is now no longer valid? Or if you consider the 2005 Champions League final that Liverpool won, where, let's be honest, Dudek was about a mile off his line when he was saving those penalties. Like for the Shevchenko one, he was practically right next to Shevchenko when he was saving that. Are we going to overturn that as well? I'd be kind of extremely worried what precedence this sets kind of going forward. I don't think you should be able to retrospectively change results after the game has happened. I don't think you should be able to change results, and I don't think you should necessarily be able to replay games even if the referees just cocked it up. Ade Bird says, how far was Dudek off his line in that shootout? Crazy. He could if Dudek was to stick his tongue out, he'd probably touch Shevchenko's nose. That's how close it was. And I can say that. Dudek like he'd do the whole kind of left right thing, but he would move forward a lot. Yeah, take care, Grace. I'll go in the next 1 or 2 minutes. There's a million wrong calls to rectify. It's silly. At the best, at most, I could hope that this is just maybe a one-off. Maybe this is a one-off, and the other competitions see sense and they don't open up this kind of worms. I don't know if it's FIFA who's in charge of this or like that CON ball thing. I don't know, but I'm hoping this is just a one-off. Yeah, Dudek was right in Shevchenko's face. How you doing? NCFC Paris, hope you're good. Notts County, right? For some reason I had Newcastle, but I was thinking that would be NUFC. Notts County, possibly. Is that a basketball or is that like a guava? I presume that's a basketball. But yeah, who knows? There'll be There'll be beef about this for the next few days. Hopefully they reverse this decision if they can. United have an AFCON winner. Who's that? You'll have to remind me. I feel like I know this, but when it's 10 and I've been talking for a while, the brain cells slowly evaporate. That is insane. I'll just refresh it quickly before I go. Mazraoui, yes. Mazraoui. Senegal stripped decision. Yeah, it's just the same thing all over again. It says there, the Confederation of African Football ruled it. I'm hoping that's not a part of FIFA. I'm hoping it's a separate body and separate entity. So I'm hoping this is something that doesn't make its way into World Cup, Euros, Champions League, Premier League, all that stuff. When did this news break? About 5 or 10 minutes ago. Yeah, about 10 minutes ago. Probably shouldn't click that. But anyway, let's see what drama comes out of this. There'll be endless drama, endless back and forth, endless debates about this going forwards. So let's see where that goes. Hopefully they reverse that. Jay is the second half of Jay's username is what I should really be doing right now. So glad we didn't sign Mark Gay. He was shocking in the games I've seen, to be fair. I've seen so far. Yeah, I was to be honest with you, I was kind of semi disappointed when we didn't get him. But soon after the Mark Gay deal kind of fell through, that's when the Jeremy Jacquet kind of deal also kind of got done. So I was like, yeah, disappointed we didn't get him, but whatever. But yeah, he hasn't been great. He hasn't been great for City. There was also when City played Liverpool, and I can't remember who he's up against, but he almost gave away a penalty, I think, against Salah. So he hasn't been doing too great. Ade Bird says Leicester City got an AFCON winner on the books at the moment, though he is out on loan. Yeah. This is gonna have a serious impact. I don't remember, as far as I'm aware, I don't remember a result ever being overturned like this. In particular, the result of a major tournament final. It's insane. It's also a lot to kind of process like in one go, but I can't say I'm particularly happy about it. Jay says it was against Salah, got very lucky. The annoying thing is, though, when I feel like when City get these players, and if these players are not very good, they just replace them. So if Mark Gay is no good, if he continues to be kind of rubbish for City might not even wait a year. City might just get another centre back in the summer, because that's what they do. They buy a player. If they don't like it, they get another one. They buy a player. If they don't like it, they get another one. So I'm hoping for his sake, and also for his kind of national team ambitions. I hope it works out. Reluctant Gamer says, I thought it's 2-1. Yeah, I think that last one was disallowed. It was 2-1. There was like another opportunity for Vinicius goal, and then I changed it to 3-1. But then this news came out that which I don't know if you've seen it, that they've overturned. I mean, you can only laugh, but the fact that they've overturned the result for the AFCON. My pizza is very happy. Says Viva Morocco, so deserved. I mean, now you're gonna make me crave pizza. Now I'm gonna end up getting pizza tomorrow. Mark Gay is still great. I like him. Yeah, he's good. He's not had the best start, but there's still a quality player in there. Ade Bird says, is that the name of a cricket umpire? Is that the name of a famous cricket umpire, or am I just completely in the wrong direction? Thoughts on Rafinha at Chelsea? Does he last at the end of the season? It was a weird one, because when he was hired, when he was hired, I didn't think he would kind of last very long. I thought, yeah, this is kind of a bit of a farcical employment. I just find it a bit weird. They went from a kind of seasoned manager in Maresca to then somebody who wasn't particularly experienced. So I thought when they hired him, I thought he's going to be 5-6 games max, and then he's out. But he seems to be doing okay. Like, I know they got battered by PSG. I think what will probably happen is he'll last the end of the season, and then I think they'll make a change in the summer. So there's probably very little chance that they change him before the end of the season. I think they'll just wait until the end of the season, and they'll make a change then. Does he last the end of the season? This has to be a joke. Glorified PE teacher. That is kind of what most people be calling him. He doesn't even look like a PE teacher though. He looks more like, say, a maths teacher or a science teacher, but PE teacher is close enough. That huddle and saying respect the ball is laughable. Yeah, it's a weird appointment. I just feel like they wanted Maresca out. They wanted to kind of get rid of Maresca, and it's almost as if they made up their mind, we need to get rid of Maresca. So they did that decision first, and then they said, oh shit, who's available now to bring in? Whereas I think typically the smarter way is to maybe do it the other way, to say, okay, point number one, who is a good manager available to bring in? And if that good manager is available, then you sack the guy. Whereas I think they had some sort of internal beef with Maresca, some sort of internal disagreement with Maresca. So they said, I wouldn't say they panicked, but they just said, okay, let's get rid of Maresca, get this guy in, and then maybe make a change in the summer. He's not finished. He's not finished aging. I mean, being at Chelsea will probably age him a fair bit. I think he'll probably end up getting a grey beard like me. Oh, he hasn't got a beard. He'll probably end up getting grey hair. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Anyway, I better go because number one, it's past my bedtime. And number two, Liverpool are playing tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow where hopefully we get a lucky win. But maybe not. And even if we get a lucky win, we'll probably get battered by PSG in the next round. But that's something to worry about the next day, the next round. Are we here to laugh if you lose? I expected nothing less. That is the kind of level of standards that I was expecting. So you might have a bit to laugh about tomorrow. But I think the best laughter will probably be in the next round. Good luck versus Galatasaray tomorrow. Appreciate that. Mr. Default says you'll probably win tomorrow. I think we'll probably sneak it tomorrow and then get battered in the next round. But let's see what happens. Anyway, I better go to sleep. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you guys have a nice evening, whatever's left of it. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Take care.